last week I was in Hawaii. In between naps, in between, hey, we're going to get out of the sun and hang out at the hotel, I'm going to quickly get this episode uploaded. And I remember the Monday episode, the video wasn't uploaded. The internet connection was so slow. It was a huge file. I probably woke up every hour. I specifically try and time it that, it's going to drop at a time that people are either going to the gym or they're going to drive to work. So it's like, boom, as soon as they're going to open up their Spotify or Apple Podcasts, it's like, new episode alert. Welcome back to Movified Wednesdays. I'm your host, Mark Hirschi, with Sammy's Moving and Storage, located in beautiful and sunny today, Vancouver, British Columbia. And we got Stephen Reed in the house. It's another Wednesday. What's up, Stephen?
What's up? Who run it?
That guy runs it. It is been it's so funny. We touched about this last week, where our lives of trying to intertwine business, life, traveling, like all of it, we went from being at a conference to then you being on vacation to coming back to the moment you're back, I'm running away for a family vacation. We're back. We're filming an episode.
Yeah, and my assistant was out this week too.
Oh, for sure. And then it's the Movers and Shakers event that's coming up next week in Arizona. Super excited for those that were there, because this is coming out.
So you'll be there.
I'm gonna be there. This was
on that day. Right when this is launching, you're gonna be there
that Wednesday. And this is always, I always like to pat myself on the back because that just makes me feel good. But I want everybody to understand, I have a small team that assists us with making sure this podcast stays relevant and existing. And, we have a good editor, that puts all the fun stuff together and takes out all of the swearing that Stephen Reed does on a daily basis, because the guy is such a big cusser all the time on the show. But to say all that, I still do all of the graphics and the uploads and make sure that the episode and where the sponsors are going to go, and make sure that everything from the social media aspect of it and the uploading is taken care of and done. So for example, last week I was in Hawaii. This tent isn't just painted. I actually got a little bit of sun, thankfully, with 3 young toddlers.
I thought it was a filter this week.
I know, right? This is a very good filter. I specifically wore this shirt to give that bounce of tanness if you're watching. But, in between naps, in between, hey, we're going to get out of the sun and hang out at the hotel, it was, I'm going to quickly get this episode uploaded. Hey, I better work on this. I better make sure that's done. And I remember the Monday episode, the video wasn't uploading. Like, it just was not uploading onto Spotify. The internet connection was so slow. It was a huge file. And I probably woke up
You're stressing.
I probably woke up every hour.
You're stressing about that. Yeah.
I know. Yes, right. You're natural. It's like I start because I take this seriously. I really have
very serious.
I know that there's those that tune in where they wait for the episode to drop, because I specifically try and time it that, it's going to drop at a time that people are either going to the gym or they're going to drive to work. So it's like, boom, as soon as they're going to open up their Spotify or Apple Podcasts, it's like, new episode alert, right? And it's there so that there's people, I would hope that people are listening and following along, and I'm not just delusional in this. And share your comments, and I'd love to hear your feedback on if it's working for everybody or not. But for me, I'm making sure.
Is it worth it for our viewers, our listeners?
Is it worth it for that bead of sweat?
Trying too hard.
Exactly. That bead of sweat coming down from this bald head. Is it worth it? But I was getting up like every hour. Yeah. And my wife's like, "How was your sleep?" I was like, not bad, but at the same time too, like, it's like that sense of adrenaline for a new episode. And it's the sense of, I want to make sure that it is out there and it's succeeding. I don't want to drop a Monday episode on a Tuesday, if that makes any sense. So
what's your aura saying? What's your aura saying? Are you having a stress level
my aura
at that time every week?
it's my aura ring is just going off the charts. It is and for all those that haven't heard of an aura ring, me and Steven both wear one. I got one visiting a naturopath. It's my new wedding ring.
I got one for a gift for my wife.
Yeah, I got it specifically to do extra tracking because it has made wonders for me to check in and see how's my readiness, how was my sleep, because that really is going to tell how my day is going to be. Right, your body is wonderful. And if you think that getting up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym and going to bed at midnight is going to help you in any way, it's not. So you still need to make sure that you're getting your sleep and be efficient. But anyways, my point is that with all this
by the way,
traveling,
Aura, we need to reach out to Aura. Aura, reach out to us. Somebody, Aura needs to sponsor our show. I mean, we brought this up a few times. We're fans.
Yeah, for sure.
We need some sponsors here.
Well, so this episode is going to drop, and it's going to be the last day for the Movers and Shakers event. I actually did not anticipate myself being able to go logistically, and I've made it possible to attend. I want to support one of my best friends, Austin. It's going to be an amazing event. It's going to be in the Lion's Den. Andy Elliott's speaking there. His wife is speaking. The Ian McLean. I feel like Macklin, sorry, is going to be speaking as well too. There's a bunch of other speakers. It's going to be a full house. I think Austin has practically sold out every single ticket, so I'm excited to be able to fly in Monday afternoon. I'm going to be there for the whole day on Tuesday, Wednesday as well too, and most of Monday as well too. So I'm super excited. But my point is that I look at a day like next week, and I got a Monday episode and a Wednesday episode to drop while we're away, and we want to make sure that it's all done.
No hate mail, please. No hate mail. He might be a little late.
Are you a mover looking to make an impact? Discover Moving Letters AI and join the ML Plus Club today. Elevate your customer engagement with the personal touch of handwritten letters.
If you want to take your company to that next level, it's the only way to subscribe. If you're doing anything but Moving Letters AI, you need to get on it. So it's going to take your business to that next level. You're going to see an increase in that revenue. Let's go.
I highly recommend using this company. They're amazing to work with. They even send you an email on how much work they're producing for you.
Don't miss out. Join the revolution and start making moves that matter.
Put a golden damn ticket in there with Moving Letters AI.
If you're considering Snowball, just do it.
Snowball creates done-for-you referral programs for moving companies so you can turn happy customers into new revenue without lifting a finger. And the results speak for themselves.
In less than a year, we've collected over 2,000 referrals.
We generated over $200,000 of revenue that cost about $5,000 to do it.
I believe we had 4 or 5 the very first day.
The companies winning with Snowball are the ones that already care about their customers. We just help turn that into new business through human outreach and customer nurturing.
Snowball is part of the arsenal of tools that I recommend to my clients because it works.
On your drive home, it might be a Thursday drive home, is what he's saying.
Never. No, my point is I will make sure it's happening.
You're still going to make it happen. Yeah.
I will make sure it's happening.
I'm just trying to let you know. I'm letting the viewers know an expectation on this.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You set the bar so low for me. It's perfect because it's only way up.
Yes.
Last week was such an interesting episode. We talked about the game day review. We got some amazing feedback from some of our listeners about just loving it. They really appreciate it. So the comments that came into me was, wow, I really need to start looking at how I'm structuring my operations and my sales side to have that review. A lot of times we have management meetings. A lot of times we sit back and, we see the headaches, we see the problems that go on, but we don't fix them. And that episode, we really kind of hit the nail on the head. And I kind of want to keep this like sports edition going. I had lots of fun creating your social media spotlight. I realized actually after I dropped that image, I don't know if you did, Steven, I was going to send you a screenshot, is I've used your picture, that one thumbnail image of you, of doing like the points or something like that on like 3 different
no.
occasions because it was such a great
I
photo.
love it.
And I'm always like, oh, this is a great photo. I'm going to use this. And I totally forget that I just used it a couple weeks ago back again. But anyways, this time we kind of want to talk about the whole, the farm system, right? The Major League Baseball farm system for movers. Talking about getting rid of the dead weight, right? We want to talk about, a performance-based, high-performance culture. Who are your teammates in this group, right? What does that look like? Who's the team captain? Do we have 2 team captains? Is it a AAA team? How are we promoting this? Who's the coaches in this whole thing? Like, if you are someone in sports or have played sports growing up, or you still do it on a good farm league, you are going to understand this episode a lot more than the rest. And because of that, Stephen Reed is going to lead a lot of this today, because I grew up playing sports. I get it, but I think this is a fantastic topic. We kind of really want to talk about right from the start. So let's talk about this mover build-up system, right? It's the M-Bus, in
the
short,
roster,
right?
the roster team. Yeah, it's how you build up your roster and keep the fresh legs coming in, the right energy coming in your culture. I'll step and say, hey, game tape review episode last week, guys. Even if you're listening to this, listen to it through, but go right back to the game tape review. If you missed that episode last Wednesday, that one again changed my whole outlook, changed my whole organization, and changed my whole tune-ups to my business every day. But going on about this up part, this is how we got to a roster buildup, right? And as everybody knows, I'm a big hyper-focused guy. I've only hyper-focused on a few things in life. Baseball was one of them. And I'm going to kind of walk through the terms, but my terms that we use, big league movers, it's the farm system. So every baseball team, the Atlanta Braves, the best there is, right? The New York Yankees, the Florida Marlins, the Expos back in the day, right? The Blue Jays, they have 4 teams, right? So they have 4 different teams, and they play all different teams. So all of them have 4 different teams. They have what they call a 1A, so a single A baseball team. That's the entry level. They have a double A, right? And the double A is where it's a professional level. People start coming to see them, and they're in smaller towns. So it's the thing to do. Then you have triple A, which is getting to some mid-major cities, right? And that's where players step up from each level. And that's where they're becoming the pros. Right. So there's 4 different teams on every baseball team. And believe it or not, they all finish right before the playoffs. So the playoffs team is actually the all-star team from all those teams. They pick some of those AAA teams, players, and they carry them over at the end of those World Series teams. So I'll kind of relate that to peak season a little bit as we kind of merge. So all that to say, kind of to explain those and break those down, we have all of our players, all of our teammates, all of our team captains, they're on a roster, right? And they can go up and down this roster as they're evaluated. If they're going through, in baseball terms, a slump, they're not performing, we can drop them down. And every tier has a payment. I think you've heard me say, I don't give raises. I'll pay for performance, right? And I'll pay for the job, but I don't give raises. So we have George, shout out to him. He's in mover development. And Jeff, of course, you always hear me talk about Jeff. I got a Jeff in sales. I got a Jeff in ops. If you're talking to me, just guess Jeff. But they have a huge role, and so we kind of tiered off because, I'll go off on single A. I kind of break it down in the tiers of how they're categorized. So single A is a bunch of random players. You might have a specialty third baseman having to play catcher, but it's your entry level players, and nobody goes to those games. So that's just the cost on the program, right? It's just they're practicing, they're getting fundamentals down.
These are the new guys, right? Like these are the guys. Hey, you know what? He has some charisma. I like who that person is, guy or girl, to join the team, but no moving experience. Like we really got to get
no moving experience.
the basics. You can lift up a box, but you're still worried about how he's lifting up a box.
Yes, and we're only paying them potential. So, like in baseball terms, nobody's going to those games. It's in a small city, and they're just being coached. So we don't want anybody to sit in a single A team, right? And we know how the coaches for that team know exactly how to have conversations. Hey, we want to get you here. We want to get you to do a driver that can do an apartment move, right? We want to develop you to get there, right? And so when we go to that single A team, that's our brand new guys. That's within the first 60 days, right? We're evaluating them in the first 60 days to say, hey, this guy either needs to go to AA, which is apartment mover or small home, one truck mover leader, right? Can he go there? Or does he need to go to the trading block? And that's the next 60 days where other people get work before him, but he can't stay in the trading block another stage, right? So he's got hey, you're not cutting it. We still see a little potential, but we got to give these other guys work. So that's kind of how we schedule our teammates, our fillers on jobs, right? And so I'll kind of step up. And while we do that, I know it sounds cutthroat, but we don't want anybody that can't make it to AA, because AA is where we scale and make money, right? We should be able to train somebody pretty quickly to do a move where it doesn't fill up a whole truck, right? Where they can float some things, right? And so we don't want people hogging that AA. We want new blood. We want people that can grow, and we want people that keep us competitive, right? And so that's how we handle the single A, right? That's how we handle our new hires. You got really 60 days to prove that you can either move up or move out. And that's it sounds cutthroat, but it keeps the fillers. It keeps that 10% getting replaced, and it keeps a competitive nature.
I like it. So then from there,
Yep.
you know, if they need more time, we talk about kind of being benched, you know, they kind of sit there, and especially if they're not meeting those expectations, at least you have that 30-day mark where it's being reviewed. Who's reviewing it?
My VAs, ready rolls, they're kind of setting up their performance, right? And then we have them keyed up to the coach. So you know how we check in guys and coach? Like I use my operational guys to coach guys, and all the administrative I do virtually in the Philippines.
Now, you obviously have created certain types of performance sheets or, you know, criteria lists that you have to look for. These VAs, though, they're not seeing the mover on the job site.
Oh, yeah. So that's where our coach does spot checks. Yeah, on that stuff.
So your coach is out there maybe doing like a drive-by. Is he stopping by to see during these spot checks?
Yeah. Our spot checks, our mover development, George, and David also does this, our assistant operations manager. They're pretty detailed. I mean, we're going out there to teach something, and they're giving a report back to our team saying what they taught. And our VA team's telling them, hey, these guys are on the job. These are trends we're seeing that you could work with. So find that dresser, find that appliance, right? So they're having objectives on that side. But all that to say, on a simpler note, you know, that's me on dialed in, and, you know, our viewers are like, how do I get there? Right. But all that to say, right, you got trends. So you use that awareness meeting on that other side, but how George knows how to make an effective spot check, how I know how to make an effective spot check is what team is this guy on, right? Because I know everybody in that team, I'm trying to get them up to the next stage. Yes, that's the big thing.
That plays a huge factor too. And it's one of those things that I used to do early on, and I believe we've talked about it on the show too, is especially when we were looking at, you know, a 3-man or 4-man crew, I find that customers can perceive movers in many different ways. If I send 2 older gentlemen, whether they're heavy set or fit or whatever that looks like, and I say older, you're 50 plus to a job site, the customer's either going to go 2 ways. One,
thank you, Mark, for saying 50 plus. It made me feel a little younger.
Well, yeah, I'm not. Well, I was going to say like 60 plus, but like, you know, let's give or take like 50 plus.
Yeah, let's keep going.
That's right. That's right. Those individuals are either going to get labeled from the customer as, oh, they were moving quite slow. Oh, their pace was a bit slower. I saw them take breaks more. You know, maybe they have 20, 30 years experience because they've been doing this since they were, you know, 15 or 20 years old, but at the same time too, they're doing a bit slower. So then you go, okay, great. I'm going to give you one older fellow and a newer guy. Maybe it's your player A, right? So it's class A guy that's going to go with it. If I send 2 class A guys to go out and do the job, you're going to get the reverse. Customers go, they have absolutely no experience. These guys were nice and polite, but they damaged my floor. They damaged my walls. They're going to find every little thing because they were thinking and seeing these movers aren't padding things. There's a level of professionalism to go along with it. At the same time, out of all of this and everything that you're listening to me right now, those class A, whether they're a double A or triple A players, and they're younger and they're doing circles around the senior guys, it's the way customers perceive, right? I used to always say, we never send pirates out to you, don't worry, right? Because movers sometimes get labeled as like this pirate guy that's got long hair. He's showing up in a tank top. He's missing a tooth, stinks like cigarettes. Like there's that whole persona, right? There's that avatar of that mover that we really try
You
and
got
not
the
hide.
wife beater on.
That's right. Well, I wasn't going to say that. That's why I said tank top, but thank you. I
All
guess that's a Memphis thing, but sure.
That is, I guess.
I'm
Sorry if
joking.
that's not. It's very common.
Being found on the second page of Google is literally like having a billboard in the middle of the desert. Yo mama ain't gonna see it. No one's gonna see it. You're on the second page of Google. No one's gonna call. No one's gonna book. Here is the deal. If your business is not ranking on the top of Google, that means your competitors are going to be stealing your customers every single day. So at Rotate Digital, we don't play any guessing games. We use data-driven SEO strategies to make sure Google finds you first so that these Google searches turn into your customers, not your competitors' customers. How do we do it? We do it through AI-driven keyword optimization, exclusive blog networks, backlinking strategies, and honestly, the secret stuff, the proprietary lead attribution software. So what do you get as a result? You get not only good marketing, but now you get clarity into what is bringing you more revenue. So if that's something you want to do, you want to make sure your leads find you and not your competition, go ahead and go to rotatedigital.com, schedule a call, and we'll help you take your business to the top of Google.
We recently hired Ready Rolls to help us with hiring some offshore help, some VAs, and they've done an amazing job. They found the perfect candidate for our company to fill the right role for our company. And not only that, they helped answer any questions that we had about the process. Initially, hiring a VA can be a bit intimidating. So they answered all the questions. It's been an amazing experience. Our VA has been a huge part of our success thus far. We're actually in the process of hiring a few more right now. Definitely see them as being a key part of our growth and reaching our goals in 2025. So, the game changer for our company, I'm confident it'll be a game changer for you as well.
Visit readyrolls.com. There is now a better way to scale.
T-shirt reference.
Yes, it is. But my point behind that is that even once you've done that process, you are vetting the guys and going, okay, we're going to put John with here and James here and Mike over here. This is a great 3-man crew. We've kind of got the variety of it. Guess what? Mike is still a class A, and John and James, even though these guys are triple A's, they're not really wanting to teach them. They do not have, they in their heads go, I don't have the time right now. Like, I don't know, Steven, why dispatch put me with him. I'm not interested in training him. There's also a sense of culture that you can look at, but you find out that their characteristics between all three of them just do not jive. And that 30-day review process comes in. You've put Mike with these guys several times over this process, and you're sitting down going, buddy, I'm going to have to bench you. Like, I don't think this is working out. It doesn't seem like you're learning.
To the bench, right?
Doesn't
you're
seem
not
learning.
The starting lineup. Yeah,
exactly.
Going to the bench. I'm going to use the starting lineup first, right? And we'll see after we've had this conversation if you can redeem yourself.
But the problem behind that is that poor Mike just was with the wrong teammates. He was with the wrong crew to train him. So that's also the observation. And so I love the fact that you have this sense of observations. You are doing these performance check-ins over a 30-day period to make sure that Mike, in quotes, this avatar of a mover, is getting to be a class AA and then, or a AAA player.
Yep. So that's that single A. That's where you're gonna do. And as you said, as you noticed, I pointed out, there's no positions. Single A is just development. There's no fans. It's just a liability on cost. So I'm constantly switching around. I'm getting more opinions. I'm seeing who they're connecting with, who they're not. Right. And again, it's that label. It's that, hey, how do I get my team to recognize you need to say something different to this guy than the other guy who's next to him? Because when you treat them the same, the guys that you really need to have a different mentality to feel like they're not appreciated, and the newer guys feel like they're just thrown in there, right? So you kind of identify that single A player. I'm having conversations. I'm giving you drive. I'm saying, hey, are you hanging in there? Hey, did you have some Bengay, some icy hot? Do you need some? Do you need a day off? Right? Are your joints hurting? Hey, you get the hang of it. Right? You're not going to say that to any of your other guys, but he's kind of classed that way, if that makes sense, in that single A. So it helps my coaching just to kind of know, without all the pinpointing that we talked about earlier, the advanced stuff I've just kind of got to, right? It's kind of I simplify it by labeling it in 4 different ways. Now,
yeah. So now we're at the double class. Okay, we're at the double
A, and you got to, again, a major thing is you don't hang in single A. It's shit or get off the pot. I'll throw a cuss word on there. Right.
We'll edit it out.
Yeah.
We got it. All right.
Yeah.
Just keep it.
but we'll have a cost there. Right. We have a liability if they're not moving up, they're clogging up our farm system. We're not farming, we're not growing. Right. So double it. And you'll notice I didn't say I have anybody without licenses. Right. We're cutting that out. Now we do have people that maybe have something, they're really good movers. They started with a license. We told them, hey, you got some speeding tickets, we're taking it away or whatever. Right. But we try the best not to hire somebody without a driver's license. I know that sounds crazy, but it's doable.
Really? Helpers and all?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And so moving on from there, right, we just find that, like, the guys who don't have, it's responsibility, and you can't grow. They're never going to want to be a driver. You're never going to be able to throw them the keys. You're always going to be held hostage to that mover who you need to fire because you can't move somebody up when you get too many of those guys. Right. And that's just like the farm system in baseball. You can't ever draft new guys if you're doing that. Right. And so you go to the double A. That's a driver. And that is somebody who can lead a one truck job. So think apartments, 1,800 square feet or under houses, little pickups and things of that nature, right? Getting the hang of it. And there are some lifers here. They can hang in here, right? They can make us money. There's some that don't go to the next level, but hey, they need to be in double A to entertain that local town because they need the local favorite there for a while. Right. So that's where I'll keep somebody who doesn't have the potential to maybe manage a multiple men move that has to manage with their hands on it. But we like to keep a good 50-50 blend there. Right. Of people that are wanting to move up and then people that are kind of lifers in that double A for the small town, if that makes sense. Right.
So now you have a good roster of double A, right? These are like your team captains. These guys are able to run your trucks, manage the crew. They can stay at a good level, professionalism. They're earning a solid income. I mean, these are the things that you want to sell on.
Yeah, Michael Jordan never made it past double A. So the Birmingham Barons, that was a double A baseball team, just for reference, of a popular person in the farm system. He sold tickets. Right. He was a lifer in there, but they didn't see the potential for him to go to AAA.
Now, what about the AAAs? What are you looking at when they're trying to be part of that AAA? And I want to jump into this one as well too. You have in these different classes. So the ones that are listening that are writing this down, going, okay, this is gold, Stephen. Once again, I love it. Keep it coming. You don't give raises, but for those that are looking at it for pay structure, Are you increasing anybody's wages on here as they go along? So you define a class A saying, and I'm just going to use easy numbers, all right? Class A, you're 15 an hour. Double A, you are 17. Triple A, you are 20. And whatever rates work for you, but you work at that, and then depending on their performance, you can offer a bonus system or something on there. But is there any type of incentive for those those team members to go, cool, I've made it, like I get that signing bonus, right? I get that contract because I am bringing the fans in, right? It's now a paying team. I should be paid XYZ.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody's in a different pay range, and it is a good bump. Performance pay, there is from single A to double A, not that much celebration. Remember, our expectations is double A, right? That's when we're finally starting to get some ROI for those positions, right? Not as much ROI, but that's kind of what we're hiring for. So it's not a huge jump. There is a jump from the single A. Remember, I'm trying to turn and burn them in 60 days in the single A. All right, so it's not a huge bump on double A, but it does we want them excited to try to get to that what I think is a trade in our industry, and that is somebody who can manage multiple men and a multiple fleet on a job, right? And so this is my pride and joy is triple A is kind of our sweet spot. We like to have about 20 guys on it, right? And they can lead. They don't have to put their hands on something. We put the collar on at that time, and we're managing with our head instead of all of our hands. And that's the progression to AAA.
Gotcha. Now the AAA, you can't just jump from being AA for a month and then be like, cool, all right, I'm AAA now. What does it look like? Like what is some of the criteria?
Yeah. Like I said, so there's lifers in there, right? So there's some people that just want to be a single A and they shouldn't have responsibility. They're just not managers, right? And so they hang out in there, but we like to keep that 50-50 to push it up. So it's kind of a metric that we watch. But that's what our coach is challenged with. He has to keep that 50-50. So, or I say coach, sorry, mover development George is responsible. So he has to keep that 50-50. So he's teaching those guys, this is how you manage. I need to put you with a 2-truck guy. I want you to intently listen. Right? I need to put you with a AAA guy and follow what he's doing. They're the secondary drivers. A lot of those people that are in single A, that 50% that's not lifers, they're hanging on that second truck, following the same consistent team captain for a little while. That's a AAA guy. Does that make sense?
Clean records, I'm assuming.
Did I explain that well?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No calls, no shows, no late arrivals. Like, I mean, they're like you're top tier, right? Like you're not pulling those kind of stunts. What happens if you are, though? If you're that AAA player and things kind of go sideways, what's happening?
You can go back down.
And you're dropping their pay?
I'm dropping their pay.
Are you allowed to?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's a different job description.
So do you bring them in and they have to sign a new kind of contract or a new setup, and you say, or is this all outlined upon hiring, saying if you don't follow this?
Yeah, I think you see my SOP, but you'll see that it takes you can lose it. We analyze it every 60 days, but it's kind of a PIP program for 30 days to get back to that next level, right? So just kind of like in baseball, you'll hear this, Strider. I'm always going to say a Brave reference, and the best player in baseball. Strider, pitcher for the Braves, right? Right before he comes out, he's got to go to the AAA team and pitch a game, and he's got to take all the guys out for dinner that are in the AAA team. Right. And he has to play there and get warmed up for a little bit to go back to that range. So we kind of treat it like that's 30 days. Again, hyper focused on the farm system in baseball. Right.
I love it. Now, when you're looking at this and you are on the AAA team, you've been there for a long time. I want more. They come to you. They say, Mr. Reed, I want more. I want to be on the MLB. I want to be in the majors.
As the Nelly said, and now we're into the big leagues. Those are the coaches. Those are the high standards, right? You're not complaining about anything, and that's where you can go down. That's a big jump again in pay, right? But those are the guys that they're performing every day. They're leading. They're mentoring, right? They can do any league, and I'll have a lot of guys that kind of go back and forth on that AAA and coach, and we have to keep that standard. So there is a big payment, more than most, more than any really other moving companies, as Winston from Move Up Consultant told me. My high pay is very, very high, but so I get to hold that standard, and I also get to have people wanting to move up to that standard.
I like
But
it.
you got to promote it. You got to
For
coach.
sure.
You're not going to coach those coaches. Like, so my mover development is not going to have conversation with those coaches to keep them at coach level as he is that AA guy when he's coming in.
Who's reviewing the coaches? You?
No, our VAs.
Still your VAs, but like who? But the VAs. Okay, but then like who's reporting?
Sorry, mover development. Yeah, so mover development. Our VAs are auditing our mover development, and our mover development is auditing the coaches.
Tell me an example.
And
of
then,
some,
so I'll say the VAs are kind of HR. So think office manager VA, right? Does recruiting, and this is kind of what they maintain as well.
Tell me a situation where things went sideways with a coach with a coach.
I haven't had too many.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
No. I think we have a gentleman right now that's been there for years. It's those light switch moments. Like where I flip on the light switch and said, "Hey, I appreciate you, but I don't need you." Right? I'm not scared of that conversation, and it kind of it stops that usually, because we both. What's the one thing that'll ruin a good thing between us? I'm quick to those conversations. I got, so when I come in, it's I do get, Jeff will tell me, "Hey, I need you to have this person this week." And it's an opportunity space. Usually I'm good at it. I should probably record one, but it's just as simple as that. Hey, I respect you. This is a hard job. I respect you. But the way you're doing it right now, that's not what I'm paying for.
What I really love is the structure. Whether you want to utilize this in a sports metaphor, whether you want to just have it labeled and just say, this is my, class A, class AA, AAA. I mean, using that metaphor to me is key.
Hi everyone, it's your favorite mover, Austin Yarbrough, and welcome to my school. The school is named Moving Army because it's inspired by Andy Elliott's team, and we've got some amazing changes coming for the moving industry, and I can't wait to work with you. In this school, we will be doing a 100-day fitness challenge. Wow. So what this means is we are going to be working out for 45 minutes minimum physical activity for 100 straight days. Stay tuned for more information, and let's get moving.
Or very beneficial. You don't even have to use you've made it to the MLB or whatever it is. But the baseball reference to me is always such a well outputted example of what a moving team should look like. I mean, it's with having a name like Big League Movers, you can play off baseball till you're blue in the face, right?
All day.
So,
yeah,
all day,
yeah.
Every day. But what I love is the fact that there is a sense of control when you are making sure these reviews are happening. And I mean, we talk about VAs and people are going to be like, "Oh boy, here it comes again, Stephen and Mark talking about VAs again." But having these VAs, having these additional roles and individuals that are working for you at an inexpensive cost to handle mundane tasks that you should not be doing. I mean, when I think about a fantastic, mentor said to me, "Mark, why do you wash dishes when you go home?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I kind of actually enjoy it. Maybe it's a sense of chill, right? Everything's happening. I just don't have to think about things. I don't mind doing the dishes, right? It's like a sense of accomplishment. Dishes are nice and clean and done." He goes, "Yeah, but that's like a $20 task. So if you're thinking about the $100 and the $150 task, you should be focusing at home on all the different tasks that you think at home that have to get done: cleaners, cooking, doing the dishes, doing laundry, household stuff, like basically having a house manager that is managing your stuff, managing your emails, right? Taking care of a lot of mundane tasks that you don't need to deal with unless it's super important, and you can focus on the bigger picture. Those mundane tasks, that Stephen Reed has his VAs for, are so critical in the execution of having this type of SOP within your organization that it's like a no-brainer that you wouldn't want to have this, because what ends up happening, and I've been totally guilty of it, is that you go, yes, I've made this SOP. Guys, let's fucking do this. We're gonna, have this management meeting. We're gonna implement this. This is gonna work. 3 months, 4 months go by, and it's totally went to shit. And you're like, but this is what's happening. And then, you're like, no, like you fucked up and you're going to go back to this level of pay. And they're going, what are you talking
The
about?
Movified point. That's
I've been
me going. Yeah.
I've been doing this for like, 60 days. And you said it's after 30. And when am I supposed to be moving? Like, there's so many people that you have to manage when you actually become a larger organization, that if you can get this nailed at a small, at a small scale where you are now in your business, and then you can grow it. I mean, that is so key to success, because people then understand this is the guidelines. This is exactly what's happening. We're going to review you. And if you've done well, guess what? You're moving to the AA, and we want you at the AA. This is your goal. Hey, guess what? You don't want to be sitting at the AA. We want you at the AAA. Right? You've reached this. Hey, you want to handle our high-end clients. You want to be making sometimes the bigger tips. You want to be, having that type of responsibility. We want to see you execute large jobs on a consistent basis. We see it in you and everything else. Guess what, buddy? You've just made it to the major leagues. And this is what you're going to do. But this is the expectation that we expect from you. And if you're not, guess what? You're back down to the AAA, and not just for one day, not just for a week. You're there for 30 days minimum before we review you again to make sure that you are capable of getting back up, right? Like, we're shipping you off. You see it in hockey all the time. I got to throw some hockey references in here pretty soon because of the Canadian in me. But, you see this happening where these teammates, boom, they're gone. They're not even in the lineup
coaching T-ball.
Yeah,
I see you out there
of course,
coaching T-ball.
for sure. And it's important. I love it. I love it. Give me some of this, like, why it wins, right? Like, what is some of the fire behind this of like why? I mean, I just kind of mentioned a lot of it, but I think you really get lifers, right? Like, lifers are valuable when they see.
You end up with 20. You end up with 20 guys and 2 trucks, and boy, isn't that a dream that every mover could wish you had one wish. Right, all of us. I mean, you end up with, and those people want to do more to create more, right? So as much as you can grow, you can keep it going. But at you go into non-peak, you don't need single A, right? And guess who becomes your trading block that you're trying to hold to a higher bar? It's those lifers that are in single A that you can replace easier, and those tend to be the guys that show back up every April. Right. And so it kind of just works out to be the culture where our biggest pain point all of a sudden doesn't become our pain point. Audi. I got to give a shout out to Audi on our team. It's our VA who handles this for us. She does an incredible job. She's my office manager's EA, Elaine. She's so she handles, and she has, as we've scaled, she has Pat under her. But again, Elaine only manages Audi. So we're able to scale it. And she also handles recruiting at the Ready Rolls side. But Audi does an incredible job of maintaining us. Some of the things she does is she's constantly recruiting. Right? She's constantly recruiting and interviewing and going in Indeed and trying to get the single A guys in there. Right? To raise the bar on that side. She's sending out newsletters to our team. She's managing Connect Team. Right. So she's constantly recruiting, and she's also keeping up with our team and reminding us, hey, we need to work with him to get to him the single A. Hey, he's in the trading block. We got to do something quick, and y'all are using him every day. What do y'all need from me? So she's constantly working on this, and she does an incredible job. You'll hear me. I think you've heard me talk about her quite a bit more.
And even having those type of VAs is so key. I mean, you have some fantastic ones through Ready Rolls that has just been amazing.
Another side is Winston does an incredible job with this.
Nice.
So if you need somebody tomorrow on the recruiting side, because it's not kind of a ready roll in a box onboarding process. Winston does a good job, at least in America. I don't know if he does the Canadian service.
Yeah, he does. He does. Winston's fantastic for that, for Move Up Consulting. So check that out. Shout out to Winston. Guys killing it out there.
Yeah, he does the recruiting side for you on the movers.
No fake promotions, right? Captains must maximize their earnings. Like, talk to me a little bit about that one.
Yeah, I mean, guys, so we have that culture of the pay for performance. So I'm saying no raises, but I want people that are here to move up. So that's kind of we don't have many problems with people asking me, hey, I want to make more. At least I don't hear about it as much anymore, since that's part of our culture.
It's a win-win, right? I mean, listen, for those that are listening, those that are watching, the rule of thumb in any kind of job employment is you have 3 months to figure your shit out on a new employee. Okay, before things become more of a headache. Reality, right? Like, let's be real. And during that time, you should be focusing so much on ensuring that individual is trained properly, that they fit the culture, that they understand the culture and they understand the business that they're working for, that they enjoy coming to work every day, and things that you might see that need to be worked. You're either nipping it in the bud and having a conversation with that person, because you really can. That's the time that you are hauling them in the office and saying, hey, let's discuss this. Hey, we noticed that you are doing XYZ. Why? Is there something we can support you on? How can we help you build this? Hey,
Is there something that we can support you on? That's the answer, right? That's the question.
And we do this so much when we're hiring people in our office, that we don't do it enough for the guys that are actually the face of the company, that are on the roads every day. And that is something we need to step up our game for. We're walking into the summer season. It is now the busy peak season for us coming into, right? May is right around the corner, and it's go time, right? So one of the best advices I was told years ago was, start hiring in April. Make sure you got your roster almost set for the entire summer by April. Well, Mark, but like, it's not busy enough, right? What am I supposed to do with these guys? Then you find some stuff for them. You can weed out during that month of April, even as you fall into May, you can weed out the 20 guys that you hired, maybe down to 10. And those 10, when they're not working, you want to keep them busy, have them clean up the warehouse, have them sweep, have them do box deliveries, start offering that as a free service. There's something to kind of keep them within the company to ensure the longevity, that they're going to last for the entire summer, because hey, listen, there's only 2 trucks out today and I don't have enough work for you, but maybe suck it up and send them out as a third. You know how many times I've called the customer in the morning and said, hey, listen, Mrs. Jones, we actually have a third mover that's here. I know you only scheduled for 2. We're going to give you a little bit of a discount. If we can add that third onto you, we're going to give it to you at this price. It's going to help your move go much faster. And now I got that guy or that girl going out on the job, because usually Mrs. Jones goes, oh, that sounds lovely. That sounds fantastic. Great. And away you go. And you've maybe dropped it by $5 an hour or $10 an hour more off there, but you've covered that individual's wage. You right? The guys probably were happier. It worked.
I gotta disagree with you a little bit, and then I like how you tied it around, but I'm always gonna preach that unbuilds the enemy, right? Any way you can, but then you tied it into like figure out a way to get them paid, right? Figure out a way if that's it. I say it's kind of a casualty of war, right? Like, so I'll go back to baseball.
Well, you don't want to break the bank. You don't want to have like 10 guys you're paying every day. They're twiddling their thumbs, and now you're.
And this is the month we're all brokest, right, on the cash flow. But so you want to keep it. We're coming, guys. It's coming.
That's right.
Next month, guys. Hang in there. But you got you have the. I don't know. You got the rosters there that you got to it's kind of a casualty of war. You got like in training camp, right? Free agency, draft. That's when the GMs are working the hardest. You'll see me. I'm in my office right now, Brian, and Mark doesn't hear much from me right now. Brian doesn't hear much from me right now. I'm in my office gearing up for the season coming up, and this is my time to shine to get the players. So you might just have to. It's a mass hire, and some guys will hang with you, selling that May's coming, right? But then you got to keep filling. You're going to have people that are like, I don't have enough hours to get another job, but you got to keep going in April. That's how I fight it.
I love it. That's great. Listen, this has been another great episode. This is the continuation of everything sports that relates to moving. So, part 2.
I think we don't have too many. Well, yeah, I'll probably come out with some. We'll figure out some hockey ones.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. So I'll
yeah,
we'll start, and then we'll switch over to football, and then we'll get in there. But listen, at the end of the day, really, every sport team it's a team. Right? You're not talking about the individuals. Yeah. The individuals are the great ones, but guess what? Wayne Gretzky couldn't be the great one, or Alex Ovechkin could not be, surpassing Wayne Gretzky and the amount goals scored at all time without the team members, without those that are passing him the puck for him to be able to shoot in the net. So it's not, sometimes we just can't focus on that one individual. We have to focus sometimes on the entire team. Make sure our entire team is all on the same page and checked, and that they are all training and consistently training as well too. And that wraps it up, guys. That is it for this Wednesday.
If you have any questions, hit me on the DMs, email me, or just fill out a consult for Ready Rolls. It's no cost, and my team will walk you through how we do these things. And how we'd onboard on that side. So
it's so worth it.
Reach out for us. Mention Movified.
Yeah, 100%.
And reach out to us.
Every time you mention Movified, Stephen Reed sends me a sticker. So I really appreciate it. I have so many Ready Roll stickers now.
They're getting bigger.
No, I'm joking.
I don't know if you notice it, but they're getting bigger, the stickers.
Slowly. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you check us out on YouTube and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you want to. Check out Movified.ca as well too. Check out our website. We're actually doing a whole new upgrade to our website. It's gonna be pretty exciting. Stay tuned for that. I'll let you know when the new site's up. It's pretty exciting.
And hey, we expect you guys to judge Mark's website and give feedback, just like we've done you guys.
Oh, for sure. Well, we're using a company called Electronic Playground. Jake, shout out to Jake. Hopefully he's listening. And
shout out.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Talk about a young entrepreneur that is trying to build up his portfolio, and he is so hands-on. Every time I reach out to him, I'll send him a text, and he phones me within seconds. Be like, hey, Mark, what can I do for you? So he might hopefully just think I'm a celebrity and that he just does it for me, but I highly doubt it. He does this for everybody. So shout out to Jake. He's killing it. Movified.ca. It's going to be the place to go. So we're super excited to launch that coming up before the end of May. And for all those that are listening, subscribe, like us, hit us with the 5 stars. That is the only way we can kind of keep going here, so that we know. And comment. Please comment.
Yes, comment. That's what I was going to say. I love to see that. We got a comment recently on YouTube. Please.
Yeah.
I checked that.
Yeah, and on Facebook too. And on Facebook as well too. Yeah. We love seeing the comments. And let us know always how the show's going, or let us know what works, if this is working for you. What have you implemented? From some of the topics that we've talked about. Share what you've implemented, and we'd love to hear from you. So stay Movified.